Put them in front of the game, let them play. Don't give them any advice. Don't just watch what they do. See what happens. Where do they get stuck? Where's their frustration? If they get mad and throw the controller down, okay, we're doing something wrong. We need to change that. We need to fix it.
I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear the news I'm about to present to you, it seems to be too good to be true. And I wish this was one of those news stories that was fake. Sadly, it's not. Obviously, if you're into music, you know that Chris Rea, the great man himself, on the beach, he passed away a few days ago, but they only announced the news today. Unfortunately, I can't even believe I'm about to say these words, but R.I.P. Vince Zampella, the great video game designer himself, sadly passed away. Now, when I first heard the news, I thought, was it down to ill health or something like that? When you see the headlines that are permeating the online right now, it's actually more shocking than I thought it would be. So let's just go over to Google and you will see from NBC LA, Vince Zampella, video game designer behind Call of Duty, killed in Ferrari crash. Holy shit. Born 1970, passed away just yesterday. Really, I am actually so shocked. I really don't know. I don't even know what words to gather. I'm just really sad. I'm just gonna go to NBC Los Angeles and see what they've actually said here. So from Dennis Broad and Jonathan Lloyd, 4 hours ago, this was actually updated. Was killed Sunday afternoon in a Ferrari crash on Southern California's Angeles Crest Highway. NBC4 investigates, has learned. Zampella, an acclaimed figure in the video game industry. Oh, dude, I mean, this guy, like the minute you hear his name, you just know. Like I said, not everything he touched turned to gold. I know a lot of people like the Apex Legends game. I never got into it. I felt like I was blindsided that we didn't get another Titanfall entry. A lot of people feel that way. The single car crash was reported about 12:45 p.m. on the scenic road north of LA in the San Gabriel Mountains. The southbound Ferrari veered off the road just after exiting a tunnel, hit a concrete barrier, and a passenger was ejected. I'm going to assume that Vince was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver, Zampella, was trapped in the ensuing car fire. The California Highway Patrol said he died at the scene and the passenger died at a hospital. Authorities told NBC4 investigates. Details about the passenger's identity were not immediately available. Oh, okay, right. So he was wearing his seatbelt, it seems, but the passenger wasn't. That's how I'm understanding it. Details about what led to the crash off the winding forest road overlooking LA and the San Gabriel Valley were not immediately available. A witness provided video of the crash involving a 2026 Ferrari 296 GTS to authorities that shows the red car slamming into the barrier just after exiting the tunnel. I know there's a sick weirdo on YouTube at the moment who posted a fake news article and it supposedly shows him, but you know it's not him. It's so ridiculously sick. The six-figure mid-engine sports car powered by a hybrid twin-turbo V6 is capable of 819 plus horsepower. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, so there we go. I mean, it's weird because I made a video about this guy a few weeks ago, just because I wanted to. I'm a fan. It's really bad. I've heard like the video game industry is absolutely shocked to the core of what's happened to this guy. I'm in a state of shock. I'm actually shell-shocked. Listen, did I ever meet Vince Zampella? No. Would I have liked to have met him? Of course I would have. He's like one of my video gaming heroes. I mean, how could I not want to meet this dude? Jeff Keighley, I cannot believe I'm writing this. Vince Zampella, a titan, obviously no pun intended, of the video game industry, the co-creator of Call of Duty and co-founder of Respawn Entertainment, Not to mention a dear friend died in a car crash yesterday in LA. And there we have it. People are just posting their tributes. Just really, really sad. Oh yeah, that's a great picture of Vince right there. Infinity Ward, I wonder what they have to say. Rest in peace, Vince. As one of the founders of Infinity Ward and Call of Duty, you will always have a special place in our history. Your legacy of creating iconic, lasting entertainment is immeasurable. Our deepest sympathies and condolences to Vince's family and loved ones upon this. Is it this terrible tragedy? Really, really sad. I mean, I love that image. You know, this is the game that set it off for me. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 1. Ah, man, it's holy shit. Unless you were there, unless you were around at the time, 2007, when this game dropped, it was a tidal wave. Like, nothing would prepare you for this. And then when eventually you sat down on your Xbox or your PlayStation 3 and he started playing this game, like, holy crap, man, that was a magical thing. And like the geek that I was then, and obviously I am now, you know, you look at the end credits, you think, oh, who made this game? Oh, Vince Zampella, okay. And then, like, the more these Call of Duty titles were released and the more that you see Vince in the hot seats being interviewed by being interviewed by IGN or somebody else like that, you'd be like, or I think maybe GameTrailers.com or Game Informer, you know, it'd be like, wow, holy shit, like, this guy obviously has the Midas touch. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to watch the video quickly, actually, guys, and let me see. So all these thumbnails have been great, actually, of people paying their tribute to Vince. Yeah, I mean, Dreamcast guy. Say what you like about him, but, you know, when he says stuff, you know, I'm pretty sure he means it. Oh, this is what I wanted to watch. Weirdly enough, Jeff Keighley, you know, obviously I ripped the Mickey out of that guy, but obviously this is not the time or the place. I'm just going to watch this interview quickly. I might skip through some of it, obviously. But this is heartbreaking, man. Really, truly, utterly heartbreaking.
The E3 party with their press briefing and debuted footage from Titanfall 2. Let's take a look at that trailer right now.
You know, Titanfall 2, BT7274. I love that character. What a shame the way he went at the end of that game, but let's just skip past this. The reason why we're here is Vince Zampella. There he is.
A little early, but
that's right. Made it an exciting morning.
Yes, it did, and the game looks great. You know, a lot of teams come to you through just one thing. You guys prep 2 trailers, multiplayer and campaign. You have it playable over at EA Play here, which is the fan event. You know, this E3, Titanfall 2, everyone knows the story of you guys building the first game, making it kind of multiplayer only. Was it clear to you from the start that you wanted to add a campaign to the sequel?
I think once we launched the game, we kind of spent a lot of time, you know, adapting it to, as players kind of embraced it, changing it, adding things to the world, and thinking about what the next game would be. So we spent a good 6 months after the game shipped kind of figuring out, you know, what we wanted to do. And, you know, the cries from the fans were like, we want to know more about this fiction. You know, we put the campaign stuff in multiplayer last time, and it was pretty successful. I mean, it was the #2 played mode in Titanfall. So people wanted that. They wanted more of that, but they wanted it without the distraction. You know, so for us, it's, you know, looking at how do we... I mean,
that's an example, ladies and gentlemen. This is an example of where you listen to your fans. You give them what they want. It's just unfortunate that when Titanfall 2 was released, ironically, it was up against a Call of Duty game. By that time, Vince had left that franchise and formed Respawn Entertainment. So that was just a real kick in the nards, because I think had Titanfall 2 been released any other time during 2016, then it could have been a different result. We could have had a third entry in that title. But the last thing I want to say is basically this, like, Vince Zampella, thank you, sir, for giving me so much continued enjoyment with the games that you created. I did not dive into Battlefield 6 because I would like to play the single multiplayer component of that. I might dabble in some of the online stuff. I'll see how it goes. But like the Call of Duty games that you were involved with, I can't wait to replay those. I always love to watch or rewatch the Titanfall 1 gameplay videos. Obviously, Titanfall 2 has a real special place for me as a gamer. Love that game. Haven't played it in a while. Obviously, now when I do go back and play, it'll be tinged with a bit of sadness, obviously. And of course, Star Wars Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't played those games properly in a while, so I want to do that. But you know what, guys? You know, if you're a gamer, if you care about who makes your video games, people like Vince Zampella, they need to be immortalized, and I think he will be. Like, if you don't know the greatness of this guy, like what he's done, again, on a Colt Eastwood live stream that I was watching tonight, and who he was guested with was Jez Corden, and Jez said himself, like, you never heard anybody say a bad thing about Vince. He's like one of the nicest guys, quite a private guy as well. So when he speaks out in public, obviously he's not going to share too much. But it's just a really, really sad day, folks. And I'm just going to leave you here with a tribute to Vince with some of the games he was involved with. But R.I.P. Vince Zampella, and to your family. Just such a what a rotten year. 2025, the worst year I can ever think of in quite a while, guys. I mean, every year that goes by, bad things happen. But when somebody passes away and it's someone that you really absolutely admired, you know, from the corner of your room or from the shadows, it's just shocking. So on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you and if you were me, I will catch you around 4 p.m. tomorrow with a brand new video. Despite 2025 being a really crappy, shitty year, Battlefield 6, the last great thing that Vince Zampella worked on. And you know what? That's not just going to be that particular franchise that beat Call of Duty for the first time ever to be the #1 first-person military shooter. But I hope, like, his DNA, his legacy is left within that game and titles going forward. Holy crap, man. Jeez. It's great that he worked on that, and we were expecting more big things from him, but god damn, man. A car crash? Oh man. I've heard some very strange things about if you buy a sports car like that, you need to be trained to drive these things. I don't know if Vince was an avid Ferrari driver, or I don't know if he just lost control. It's just so, it's just shocking. It really is.
Stay low. He's mine.
What, Susie?
That's how it's done. Let's go.
I will not lose another pilot. BT! Got you.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Look out!
This event's been sponsored by Xbox 360. They showed their bundle today. Are you guys doing anything special with the PlayStation 3 version of the game?
We do not have a special bundle for PS3 now. Microsoft came to us with this opportunity on 360, and we loved it.
Was that all a decision made solely on Microsoft coming to you guys, or was that a decision that you guys made?
We've partnered with Microsoft for various things, and for the press conference at E3, for the hardware bundle, so they've just been a great partner to us, and that's how it worked out.
I would accompany you, but unfortunately my chassis will not fit through the door.
Oh, lucky you.
I detect sarcasm. Do you wish for me to investigate this hot streak sensation further?
Funny, BT. You're funny.
Apparently.